Hi, today we are going to discuss the topic is data table component in flows. It's a new component introduced by Salesforce, but it is in beta now. Let's see how it works. So mainly data table component useful for displaying the list of records. Okay, let's see practically. Now I'm going to create a flow, setup, flow, flows, click on flows and click on new flow. Now I'm selecting screen flow. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to display list of opportunities. Okay, that is what I'm going to do. So first of all, for getting the list of opportunities, I'm going to use get records element. See here, get records and get opportunities and select the opportunity object from where we want to take the records. And I want to get all the records, or otherwise if you want to filter something, for example, uh, account ID equals and record ID. Okay, just so if you want to place this flow into account record, then this record ID automatically captures the current account record ID. Okay, anyway, see here, text and available for input, done. Now all records. Okay, this has to store all records. That is the intention behind it. And how to store record data, automatically store all fields. And if you want to select specific fields, you can select the second option, choose fields, and let source Salesforce do the rest. Done. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to display these records into a data table component. See here, I selected screen element. So giving label as display opportunities, and I'm adding a component. See here, component called data table. As I told you, it is in beta. Okay, now I'm giving API name data table as opportunities. Okay, and then you can configure the source. That means from where you are getting the collection of or list of these opportunities. Okay, we already did from get opportunities element. This is what we selected here. And if you see here, you have different modes for row selection mode. You can select multiple or single or view only. View only means you don't get anything for selection. Okay, single means user can select only single record. If you put multiple, you can select or users can select multiple records. So the component stores a collection of records from the selected rows as output. Okay. So now what I am going to do, maximum row selection 1, sorry, minimum row selection 1, maximum row selection 20, for example. What you are doing here, you are defining how many rows should be selected. At least one should be selected, or otherwise maximum they can select 20. That's how you are defining here. And you don't need to do anything with the default selection for now. and configure columns. Here, what we are going to do, which columns you want to display on this data table component. Okay, you already assigned the data source or collection source from get opportunities element. And now what we are doing, we are defining the columns. What columns from the opportunity object has to be displayed on database data table component. Now you just need to select here name. And one more thing here, if you see here, column options. Okay, if you select custom column label, okay, whatever the label you have on object level, still you can give your user defined name. For example, name, there is an opportunity name. If you want to change the label name here, you can do here. Okay, it is not going to affect on object level, but it affects on your data table. That means you can define your own label for your columns. Okay, if you are not defining anything, it takes label from object by default. So now done. Now let's take another column, add columns, amount. Okay, for this I'm going to use custom column label. So like this, opportunity or deal amount, you can say. In now, one more thing, stage. Okay, that's it. So if you observe here, for amount I gave different label. Okay, so let's see how it appears. After that, if you select the advanced, okay, and manually assign variables, for example. So here what you can do, if you want to pass these selected records into a collection variables, here you can do. First thing is, if you want to know or if you want to pass the first selected row from the data table, then you can use this. If you want to pass selected rows, whatever the selected rows based on the selection, if you can use this one. Okay. Anyway, right now we are not using this. Now, done. Now let's see how it looks like. So we did data table, opportunities, and everything good. Yeah, correct. Now what we are going to do, save. I'm giving the name as display opportunities. Display opportunities. Save. So let's debug this. Simply, you can do this. Before activating also, you can see this how it works. See, you can add one object record. This is account object record. And here I'm selecting record ID. And if you observe here, we have 6 opportunities. Let's see whether our flow displays or not. Run. See, this is how it displays. And even you can select, if you are not selecting at least one record, it shows one error also. See, please select minimum one row. Okay, and if you have more than 10 records or more than 20 records, for example, I defined 20 rows as a maximum selection, but I have 100 records, but this data table component allows only 20 records because you defined 20 rows for maximum selection. This is how it works. So now if you select this like this, finish. That's it. So up to this only we have done this flow. Okay, if you want to proceed other things also, you just need to assign the selected rows into that. And then if you have any other processor or if you want to do any manipulation on selected opportunities, still you can do that. That's how you can work with data table component in flow. Okay, and you can add this into account object record page as well. You know how to add flows. If you don't know, you have other lessons in Salesforce Techbook, you can go through that. Okay, all the best.